What is up, guys? My name is Jake. Welcome to Abandoned, episode 7. It was fun to do that in the first few episodes, and now I gotta add the episode 7 and all that. Anyway, we're getting into a pretty fantastic topic today. Actually, a topic that I really like, and unfortunately this video is going to be really long, so I'm going to try to make this snappy. Before I go straight into it, we have a Twitter, so if you want to see like updates for Abandon or like updates in my life about what the hell I'm doing or anything, go check that out. Just click the link somewhere on the screen or in the description. Right, so today's topic is Horizons. I realize this isn't really an Abandoned building per se. It did sit abandoned for a couple of years, and let's just make an exception for this video because this is really interesting. This is a really interesting topic, and I promise you're gonna like this video no matter what. So let's just call it Abandoned for today, since it kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. You get it. Anyway, let's get into it. So around 1978 and 1979, concepts were pitched to the Walt Disney executives. The ride's extremely early incarnations were to be a history of Thomas Edison and GE's origins. This, of course, came straight from Reginald Jones, the CEO of General Electric at the time. That didn't last for long when Imagineers almost immediately switched the idea of the ride to show a more future theme rather than a past. The ride was to be called Century 3, as America just entered its third century. Models and sketches of the pavilion showed that the pavilion would feature an Omnimax theater and actually an observation tower. The design team then thought the name was too American, as people from around the world would be visiting Epcot. So the name was later changed to Future Probe. This version of the ride would feature Mission Control narrating your ride. After much debate between GE and Disney, sometime between August and September of 1981, the name was once again changed to its now permanent one, Horizons. Development on the ride came a bit too late, and Disney wasn't able to make the deadline of opening day. The ride itself was shown in concept art and models for the park in 1980 and 1981. Actually, I bought a souvenir booklet that was shown, or that was given to people on opening day for Epcot, and it actually wasn't built yet, so it was just showing concept art. But then, on October 1st, 1982, Epcot Center opens to the public after going way over budget, between $800 million and a staggering $1.4 billion. And of course, that was in 1981. So in 2015, the cost of Epcot would be around $3.6 billion. That's a lot of money. During its opening year, Horizons appeared on guest guide maps saying the emerging structure would to be opened later that year. The ride was being built in Future World East, in between the Universe of Energy, now Ellen's Energy Adventure, and the World of Motion, now Test Track. Then exactly 1 year after opening Epcot Center, Horizons opened to the public on October 1st, 1983, under sponsorship of General Electric. The ride costed Disney around $60 million in 1981, which equates to around $155 million in 2015. That's a lot of money. The Omnimover ride brought guests through different looks of the same big future, bringing you through 3 different people doing different jobs, all in the future, showcasing space housing, agriculture technology, and undersea living. That along with additional scenes of the history and future. At the very end of the ride, you were given 3 options to choose from. So then things started to get a little bad for Horizons. On September 30th, 1993, General Electric's contract to sponsor the attraction expired, and GE refused to renew it, which isn't good. Which left the attraction without a sponsor for the very first time. Within a few months, all signs that mentioned GE were removed. At this point, Horizons was the only attraction in Epcot to be without a sponsor, and the attraction would remain sponsorless for the rest of its existence. Then, in late 1994, the inevitable happened. Horizons closed to all guests. The attraction is then left abandoned for an entire year until, to the surprise of many people, in December of 1995, it reopened with no renovations and nothing changed. Why did it reopen? Well, both the transportation and energy pavilions were closed, so to relieve the crowds, Horizons opened back up to the public. During this time, rumors circled of the attraction's building to be turned into Journey into Space, which was an abandoned concept for a space pavilion in Epcot, but this concept was later cancelled. This went on for roughly 4 more years as Horizons became a seasonal attraction. It was widely expected by then that Horizons would close when Test Track was set to open in 1998. However, Test Track had some serious delays in the testing phase, go figure. Then, the World of Motion reopened as Test Track. By this time, Future World now had 3 different pavilions under full operation. Now the inevitable happened. On January 9th, 1999, Horizons closed permanently. The pavilion was left abandoned for around 8 to 9-ish months until on September 23rd, all signage for the ride was removed. This was a bad sign. Now apparently on October 1st, 1999, some press groups rode the ride at night. Not really sure about it. I couldn't find much on the reason as to why. Maybe it was because of Horizon's 15-year anniversary, but who knows. The fact of the matter is, the ride was still intact after being abandoned for nearly 10 months. This was great news for fans of the ride, now proving that the ride is still intact. However, on Epcot's Millennium Celebration for the year 2000, to the surprise of many guests, Horizons did not reopen to handle the crowds. This was a bad sign. So, the building was left abandoned until reports came in saying that the building was being emptied out. Then, on March 13th, this was confirmed when people caught Disney transporting the ride vehicles off their property, and permits for the demolition of the building were leaked to the public. Once the word was out, it wasn't too long until Disney finally made an announcement that Horizons was going to be replaced. The Disney announcement, which occurred on April 20th, said that the Horizons building was to be removed to make room for a much larger space-themed attraction by the name of Mission Space. It wasn't long after that the demolition of the Horizons building began. And then finally, on August of 2000, the ground was completely clear. Then, on October 17th, 2000, the foundation was poured and Mission Space started construction. Then finally, on August 14th, 2003, Mission Space finally opened officially to the public. So, now we ask the huge question, why did Horizons close? There's many theories as to why it closed, and Disney never really gave us a real reason other than that the Mission Space Pavilion was much larger than the Horizons one, and it needed to be cleared to fit that space, which is completely untrue because Mission Space Pavilion is a lot smaller. But, so allegedly, they did a little bit of Disney line, as the real reason the building was to be torn down is much more serious. It seems that sometime in the mid to late 90s, a sinkhole began to form under the Horizons building. Now apparently, Disney already knew that the building was put under a lot of stress from the ride system. However, later, Disney discovered that the building was in much worse condition than they previously thought, and they had serious concerns for the safety of guests. After all the years Horizons has been open, the building was collapsing in on itself, causing a massive roof and structural problems, and Disney had really no other option but to tear it down. During the construction of Mission Space, metal girders filled the alleged sinkhole area, so this kind of proves that there was something maybe going on there that could have seriously damaged the building of Horizon. Horizons went from 1983 to 1999. It truly defined what Epcot was about. So, is Mission Space a worthy successor? Absolutely not. It always has short wait times, it's injured and killed a lot of people, and for $100 million to build, it is nowhere near what Disney's standards should be, and especially that it's replacing one of the most amazing attractions ever built by Disney. That's just inspiring and great, and but I mean, I don't know. Mission Space is definitely not worth it. It's just a simulator ride that's a little too intense. I mean, it's something that Universal would do, honestly, and I don't know. Epcot needs a lot of work. Epcot needs a serious just everything. It needs everything. Because, I mean, you have to agree, right? So, it's not the best ride to live up to Horizons. And it would be absolutely amazing if they would bring it back in any way. But Horizons will now only live in people's memories and online. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This took a long time to make. I do apologize for that. Have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. God, that took a long time.